Hi everybody, welcome to Chapter 7 in the Sullivan text, which is the last chapter that we're going to be looking at related directly to instructional supervision from this perspective. The big thing that we're going to talk about here are platform guides and whether or not this is a conclusion to what instructional supervision looks like or merely the beginning. And by now, if you've read enough academic books, you know that every author likes to leave, the end open-ended. Are we at a point where we could be doing more? Or is there a point where we could be doing less? Does any of this really matter? Blah, blah, blah. But I like this. I like the approach that Sullivan takes because a lot of this really is open-ended. And nothing I say to you in this class, I teach so many different classes here. This is the one class that whatever I say to you, I have no control over how this is going to go. This class is going to go well depending on how much autonomy you have at your building. If at your building you have a chance to make change and you can inspire others to change their leadership actions, you're going to get a lot out of this class. And this class will have a bigger takeaway message than you probably will from the other ones in the program. But if you don't have any autonomy over how teachers are observed, how teachers are conferenced with, then honestly, nothing I say in here is going to matter. So a lot of this class really comes down to you, your backgrounds, your experiences in what you were able to get out of this that can pertain to your organization. Some of you, none of this might pertain to your organization. I don't know. It's really depending on where you work and the support that you get. This really talks about the idea that, the cycle's continuous, but as I just said, this is building specific. Some of you are at buildings that have what I would call an extremely veteran teaching staff. If you come in with new ideas and state, we're going to start doing teacher-led walkthroughs, they're going to try to chop your head off. You have to understand where your model lies, what it's supposed to do, and how it can actually benefit you in your organization. So this chapter really poses a lot of questions. I'm going to, since this is an online video, you can look at them, you can read them, but I'm going to highlight a few of them that I think are important. And I think that's probably the best way that I can approach this class and put it in relatable terms for all of you. So when you're creating this platform as to your vision and mission for supervision, make sure that it's specific to you as a leader, but also to the culture and the context of your building as well. Your vision can't be for drastic school improvement in reading if your school's doing pretty well in reading. If your school has a lot of old veteran teachers that are performing quite well, then you can't have your mission to be to help inspire veteran teachers. You need to understand your organization, and your platform has to be designed based off of the culture at your building and the culture of the organization. So a list of the questions, and these are all available on your slideshows, and I think these are all big ideas, and it's something that should help you determine how you supervise. How do you define what supervision is? We gave you a lot of definitions throughout this class. We gave you the Glickman definition, which was supervision with a capital V. We looked at supervision in Sullivan as a continuous process, and in Catcher, my favorite book, we looked at supervision from the teacher perspective. What's the ultimate goal? My opinion, the ultimate goal is improved student learning. You might not think that's the ultimate goal. Some people still might be convinced it's evaluation. Based on some of the papers from the class, that's possibly a case. What should underlie the goals and definitions? Should it be the culture of the school? Should it not be? Who makes the decisions? Is it the building principal? Is it the teachers? Is it the district administrators? How does the process develop? Once again, this is another one that's I put this in the hand of the people that are in charge and who are doing either what they're supposed to be doing or not. But really, it could be the building leader, it could be the district leader, or in my ideal world, they're working in conjunction together. What does the structure of classroom supervision look like? Once again, I think that's another big idea and a big takeaway message from the whole proceeding as well. How do you determine who's involved? What should the role be? Culture of the district. Do you want to do the teacher walkthrough I suggested? Some of you probably will. Some of you will go as far away from it as you possibly can and never look back. I get that and I understand that. Different buildings, different cultures, different things. How about skills? What does a teacher need to be able to know to be able to supervise someone? Do they just need to know how to teach? Do they need to know how to understand the observation form? Do they need to know how to conference with other teachers? I would argue they're all important. What activities should be included? I gave you books. That's the one thing that I did in this course that I like that I did. I didn't just give you evaluation forms. I said, here are different forms that you can use to supervise teachers. I never said these are forms that you can use to evaluate teachers. Big idea here, and I want you to keep that in mind. How do you look at supervision versus evaluation? My argument is put it in the hands of the stakeholders. If it's the teachers that are doing the process, then you know that you can make it more supervision than you can evaluation. Beliefs with respect to the role of the district. Do you follow what the district says? Do you not do what the district says? What does that look like? And I think that's an important takeaway message as well. So when you're reading others, other statements, what do those look like? What are the underlying assumptions? Are there inconsistencies? Is the observation itself flawed? If you did a walkthrough with a bunch of teachers, did the teachers hit everything that they were supposed to hit, and was that information disseminated back incorrectly to colleagues? I think that's another important idea as well. One of the things that I've been saying this entire course, I said it in the leadership course, and I'm going to say it in the organizational theory course as well, it's this notion that you should have an introductory workshop to really go over what innovative supervisory practices look like. Staff development funds need to be there, and they need to be released for intervisitation and for staff development whenever possible. If there are grants that can help with supervision, use those grants, but remember my big idea that I keep saying, use that grant money to go to other schools and see it done other ways. Then make sure that that information comes back to the faculty you're working with. If you can present to other schools, present to them and have them come and present to you. This pays it forward, and this keeps instructional supervision live, active, and involving everybody in the process. Get funding to go to conferences. The big one in this class that hardly anybody ever talked to in support net leadership programs is ASCD. I love ASCD. I love ASCD because it's fun. I can go to ASCD presentations and I am never, ever, 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 ever bored. I know they're going to be good. You can, with ASCD, you can have these ideas and you can get them, and then you can take them and you can share them back with your districts. Take a couple teachers to them too, they'll love them. If you can have different supervisory practices as a district goal, that means the district officials are going to support them, and it means that they're going to believe in the model, and they're going to give you funding if they think funding is necessary in order to make those visions occur. So that's it. Those are some of the questions. It's the last look that we are ever going to have at the Sullivan text, and the last look at this process. My goal, as I keep saying, is that you should have an idea now of what supervision looks like. You should understand the purpose, you should know what we've tried to do with it, and you need to find a way to make this work to your own personal leadership style and vision. And if you can do this, everybody wins. Hope you enjoyed class, and I hope you enjoyed our videos, and this was a great class to teach, and I'm very thankful that I got to teach it for all of you. Have a great day, and I will talk to you all soon.